this problem, to be ignorant, of the realities. Ignorance leads to very foolish things, and foolishness is something that, unfortunately, when one intensifies themselves or, insists to live upon foolishness, there is no separating, that foolish deed from the individual until death. Until death. That's the only way, unfortunately, that, the unlearned, the unlettered, the unknowing, the one who does not know. You can show, there you go. Now you know, right? You didn't know, now you know. Period.
Mm.
Okay, you did not understand, now you understand. All right? You did not have, now you have. You were broke yesterday, here's $1. There you go, you're not broke anymore. But the foolish one and the one who says, I'm going to remain foolish, that means that they rejected any of those, and most importantly, or more importantly, they rejected wisdom. They rejected the truth. So, and they're adamant at that, they will never leave that condition until death. Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anhu said to such meaning, it's very interesting. Very interesting. Now, if you think about it, before you were born, you never got a statement of how much it would cost for you to be born. Your parents never got that statement. Their parents never got that statement. Once you were born, were you ever informed in any way, shape, or form, whether it was through writing, a statement, an invoice, a bill, or in any other way, that this is what it would cost you to grow up? This is what it would cost you to become a mature individual. None of us, not ourselves, not our parents, not our grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
Once we were old enough to know right from wrong, and we were living under the roof of our parents, when did we get a notice, a statement saying that this is how much it will cost for us to eat, to drink, to have the necessary amenities to live? When were we informed of that? Ever? How about our parents? How about our grandparents? We were never given any type of notice that we would have to pay to live.
Mm.
And if we say we believe in Adam alayhi salatu wassalam, well, who did he work for? Where was his 9 to 5? You understand? We have to be realistic about the situation. We have a responsibility. So, at what point did the human being make a system where the human being would have to pay to live? Because obviously, if the one who gave us life did not send us a notice, a bill of how much it would cost us to come into the world that he created, and he's the one who sustains us and never gave us a bill for that, never a statement, we were living under the protection that he provided for us because he created us and he created our parents, our forefathers. How is it that we reject that and accept to pay so many bills, expenditures, the capital of the world? On top is showing you that you are just a number. I am just a number. This is the capital of capitalism. The capital of capitalism. Once we leave our parents' nest, or you set up an educational system from kindergarten or what is it called, preschool, all the way to university, only for us to find ourselves. And what do we find ourselves to be? In debt.
In debt.
In debt. Yeah, thank you for helping us find ourselves 16 years later. And we are in debt. All you had to do was really tell us generations ago, like, look, we can establish an economy that is debt free, so that these children, okay, who we have not been able to pay for, our illegitimate children, yeah, that's who we are. We're the illegitimate children of the forefathers. George Washington,
yeah,
Hamilton,
John Adams,
right, and Franklin, Mr. Franklin. Hey, we do. You know how much child support we do with interest or whatever they call it, penalty fees. It's a very serious matter. Yeah, yes, yeah. I mean, hey, man, we have to accept what happened. Okay, we are the illegitimate children of the United Snakes of America. The legitimate children, they got all the wealth. You know, we were disowned and everything like that. Hey, listen, man, you think it's a joke, man. This is not funny, man. It's not funny. I never met my father, man. I never met my father, man. Not in person. I spoke to him once over the telephone, man. But, I mean, hey, you know, I mean, his great-grandfather, you know what I'm saying, came off of a plantation, man.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? I mean, that's a very serious situation. You know? His grandfather was never paid his reparations either.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and not just his grandfather, but his grandmama too. You know? But just think about that. The one who created never sent us a bill on how it would cost us to live. Why is it that you put a price tag on everything, then tax us for it? Then use the taxes to support a genocide. Plausible genocide. And that's the situation. But, you know, I heard about Stony Brook. You know, there are a lot of things that can be said, but Stony Brook got involved. Fordham University got involved. I mean, I think New York, you know, unfortunately, the situation is a social matter. I feel like majority of free minds, okay, those who are of the capacity of thinking freely and not just following, you know, a symbol, not just following a brand name, not just following unverified narratives. And there are those that you cannot speak on with full confidence. That's what they're called. And I feel like, you know, people are beginning to realize that the end is always near. Any of us can leave this earth at any given moment. You know, we don't know when that's supposed to be, just like we didn't know when we were being born. But my question still, you know, remains, like, how is it that you're able to mislead the masses and not take the time to listen to them? You know, as known, or as we've mentioned in so many briefings, that Lieutenant Commander Ignorance See, what happens is that that commander works with Lieutenant Commander Arrogance. Arrogance, reinforces ignorance. And then ignorance or complements arrogance. So these are the commanders of the Iblises. And we saw that with Operation Stop Lying. This was an operation not too long after the Quranic Revolution Declaration of 2021 was initiated. We saw the Iblises at the center under command of hypocrisy and bigotry there. Greed also, mentioned. Commander Greed also very active. Yes, very active. But these main ignorance, arrogance, we saw that with the TMAW Jilan Islam Iblises, where you know that this doctrine is Satanism. It's been proven without any doubt that this is a Satan originated even by default, because he could not prove it from the Quran itself. Since it was not from the Quran and you say it was guidance from Allah, it's not in the Quran, then it's Satanism, period. If it's not from the truth, then it's from the falsehood. And Jalla Jalaluhu did not reveal anything for falsehood. You understand? To substantiate falsehood. That's not part of his characteristics. You understand? This is the issue. So, so bottom line is that, with these, those Iblises, we saw how arrogance played, how ignorance played, where, you try to defy or deny. You try to turn the whole thing around, and these actions of lying, lies were rampant. Also, we saw with the other ghetto, and we saw the boldness, the pride. Also, a lot of pride plays out, underlings to arrogance there. And from the gid, the gid and the other ghetto, basically displaying, a lot of hate, because hate, is also, yes, and, lack of controlling. So the bottom line still reveals that it is the same at the global scale, where there's a refusal to sit down at the table and bring the matter to rest. Instead, we want to keep getting richer and richer off of bombardment, off of the political aspect of it, because a lot of people do not realize that this is all political, it's all politically driven,